Well, the one thing I think that comes up, seems like everywhere I go, is just a profound sense of disempowerment regarding food. I mean, we have people that have never boiled an egg. I mean, we've got customers that ask us, "How do you make a hamburger?" We have. I mean, I ran into an Ontario a mayor from Ontario last year that tried to utilize 3 tractor trailer fulls of butternut squash in his farm next to the town through the food banks and all this stuff, and they couldn't utilize. They could only utilize a pickup load because everybody that took this butternut squash to looked at it and said, "I don't know what to do with that." And so I think the thing that's striking me is the profound food disempowerment that the average person feels. I kind of have this idea. Imagine if I told you tomorrow we're going to Russia. There's no interpreter, and you're going to have to communicate in Russian. You get this kind of panic. I'm assuming you don't speak Russian, but if you do, I'll pick another language. But anyway, just meditate on that. How am I going to feel tomorrow? I've got to go, and you can feel your pulse quicken, and you're getting agitated. You're right, and because I don't know anything about. I don't know a single word. I don't even know to say how to say please or thank you or where. In Russian. Okay. Well, we are at that point with our food in this culture, where people have. When I say get in your kitchen, I mean, to me it's simple. I mean, goodness, my wife Teresa. I mean, she cans 800 quarts of stuff a year. We've got a larder in the basement. She sends me shopping. She just gives me a list. I go down and get sauerkraut, green beans, and applesauce from our larder. I mean, that's just we've just always lived that way. But there is a huge section of our population. When I say get in the kitchen, it's equivalent to me saying, we're going to be in Russian tomorrow, and you got to communicate and speak in Russian. And you have this, petrification, deer in the headlights. And that's what we're facing. And so my message to people is, we haven't gotten here overnight. We won't get out of it overnight. Baby steps. Take one little step at a time, and just but understand that the ignorance that you have is not normal. It's not natural. Your grandmother wasn't that way. Your great-grandmother wasn't that way. We have done it to ourselves, and we're going to have to invest in the cure. We're just going to have to invest in the cure. And nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to hold your hand, and nobody's going to take that bone broth and fix it for you and put it in your mouth. You're going to have to figure that out. And I know it's scary. I know it's fearful. But if it's worth doing poorly, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing poorly first. Don't worry about the mistakes. Just start and let the inertial, one step. The second step, then you'll see. The third step, then you'll see. Take one step, and the inertia will help you move into a curative pathway that won't be nearly as scary. And in a year, you'll look back and say, my goodness, why did the blender scare me? Why did defrosting a chicken scare me? Oh, that's nothing, I can dice up a carrot, and I can, make my own smoothie now, and blah, 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 from my fresh, raw milk and that sort of thing. A skill comes over time, and you invest in developing a skill, and it's just a principle that you have to understand, and be encouraged then, because as ignorant as you are, you won't be that ignorant in a year if you just start today with a step and take another one.